Ignite, sparked by BBB, where conversations are taking place to change the future.
Welcome back to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB. We are here in the Ignite podcast studio once again with Phillip Kirby. Phillip, welcome into our studio. Welcome to the BBB offices. Thank you for joining us today.
Hey, glad to be here.
So tell me, you're a CPA, right?
Yes.
Tell me, what does a CPA entail?
Well, CPA entails a variety of things. Can incorporate tax preparation, which is what I do, and it can also incorporate auditing.
Like bookkeeping?
Auditing is more where you come in and kind of examine other companies or other businesses' financials and make sure that they're in compliance with accounting rules and regulations. And then you have the bookkeeping, payroll, like financial statement preparation and those services as well. And those are what I do as well, in addition to the taxes, is do what it's called write-up services, but those types of services include bookkeeping, payroll, etc.
Cool.
Yes.
What are some things that tend to be concerns for people when tax season rolls around? They're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, the concerns, a lot of it just to know what deductions that they maybe qualify for, what credits, and have the rules and tax laws change, and how does that affect me? And so that's where value comes in for what I do, is to be able to kind of guide people through that. And a lot of times with individuals, when it comes to, say, stock sales, or they have rental properties or have small businesses, just being able to know, what do I even do to report that information? That's where, assistance from me can help.
Awesome. So here at the BBB, we cover a lot of scams sometimes.
Yes.
And one thing of the scams, and as far as like CPA realm goes, like accounting and stuff like that,
Right.
one of the things that we hear often is, I was promised that I would get a certain amount of money back. What are your thoughts on that? And what are some things that people should be looking out for to not fall victim to that?
Yeah, that's a promise that I believe that we, as in our profession, we can't make. Really, I tell our clients a lot of times, really, I prepare your return, but the information is really coming from you. And until I enter it in, we really don't know sometimes what the results will be. And I don't believe that you can actually make a guarantee. I think that's more of a carrot to try to draw you in. But I think once you get in, you realize that there really is no guarantee. The way that I look at it is that we want to be someone who can help to make sure you get what's all deserved to you from a standpoint of deductions and qualifications, so that we can minimize your taxes, and so therefore, or minimize what you owe. Sometimes it's on both sides, and that's where the value comes in from that standpoint. Also, as a CPA, I like to develop a relationship with clients, which is an ongoing relationship. And there, a lot of times too, when you're doing them for a number of years and get to know their businesses or know what they do, you can give more advice and it can be more beneficial.
I have to agree 100% with that, because people are sensitive about their money.
Yes.
And so the better relationship that you have with them, the more they're able to trust you. A lot of times I feel, what I've noticed, I come from a family of business owners.
Right.
They're very, very hesitant about saying, like, here's everything, right? And you need that. That's part of your job. It's necessary. In order for you to make the whole process easier for them, you need to know all those nooks and crannies and what's going on.
Yeah, I think as an accountant, we're in part of what we do. We're in the trust business. I mean, that's what you really bring through either experience or referrals. It's somebody coming to you and want to trust you, that know what you're doing, and that you can advise them accordingly. And that's what I seek to do as well, is to gain their trust through providing the services that I do.
I like that. You're in the trust business. It's very true.
Yes.
How do you keep up each year with the ever-changing tax law?
Well, for me, it's going through to seminars, annual tax seminars are what I normally do. And then also I do some kind of self-studies. Those are various things that I do to keep up with what's going on. Also, there can be some email sites and things that will just email information and keep me alert of things that may be changing. And so those are the ways that I pretty much stay up so that I stay on top of what's going on in the tax world.
That's wonderful. I think you can tell when somebody really loves what they do when they're keeping up with it because you're never done learning.
That's right.
My dad always said, he's like, you're never going to know everything and you're never going to be finished learning. He's like, I'm 63 years old and I'm still learning every single day.
Yeah. It's a continuous thing, especially with taxes. And sometimes you know, even in taxes, I have a niche. I don't know the entire tax law
Right.
from cover to cover. And so I do focus on areas and that I'm experienced in knowledge in. And there are some times where, like say international tax
Right.
law or different things like that aren't my area. And so sometimes I need to refer people to somebody who is more of an expert. It's kind of like a doctor, you're a doctor, but doctors specialize in various different types of
Right.
services. And so every doctor doesn't know, one's a pediatrician, one's a
Right.
brain surgeon, but, and so they get referred. So it's similar in our profession as well.
I have to agree. And when you're referring people to someone else that might be specialized in something that you're not, do you go through the same set of values that you do being an accredited business?
Yeah. I have other CPA contacts that I know and have knowledge of, but I refer people to people that I know who will provide the services or help you in a manner that I know them first.
Right,
And
as
so
if you had been the one
helping them, right? And so that's the type of people that I refer people to, and no, most of the time it works out.
I think that's what's really important. I joke around and I say that the BBB is kind of like calling dad.
Right.
And they laughed at me when I first started here. They were like, "Oh, I never thought about it that way." And I was like, "It is. When you think about it, word of mouth is important." But for me, it was always my dad that I
Right.
trusted.
Right.
So if you go to an accredited business, it's kind of like you're calling your parent or a guardian that you trust
Right.
to give you advice that you need.
Yes, and that's what kind of happens. I mean, a lot of times it starts out just from a professional standpoint, but they do over time, they become your friends.
Right.
They become your, confidants sometimes. And that's part of what we do, but it also is a part of what allows success to take place because you can sometimes be frank and direct with them,
Right.
and they will listen to you because they know you and have been and been with you for a while. So it works to everybody's good.
And in your line of work, that frankness and that directness is really important, I think, to get them to really understand, like, this is not a joke.
Yes. And those who kind of follow and walk that road, one of my mottos is we're here to account for your success. We're on your team. And sometimes that's telling you things maybe not to do or to be cautious of, but we're here for your good. And so once they get that in mind, then it's good.
I love it. How
Yes.
can people get in contact with you?
They can contact me obviously directly through calling my office. Most of my clients come through referrals. And so, my phone number is 804-672-7650. We also have a website at www.kirbycpa.com is another way to get us as well. So, hey, if you need these services or are interested, definitely reach out to us.
And no better place to go to than an accredited business.
Yes.
So please make sure if you are watching us on YouTube, BBB Central VA, please make sure to follow us, like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. I cannot stress this enough. Every time you get notified for a post, make sure you watch us and go through the same whole process again. Make sure to follow us on Spotify, BBB Sharing. Give us a share out there as well and a shout out because we work really hard to get these ABs in here to talk to you guys about what they do, and they really love what they do.
Right.
They wouldn't be accredited otherwise. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Ignite, sparked by BBB, where conversations are taking place to change the future.